The seasons are changing, and I know where many of you are. It's probably still really hot, and it's hard to think about fall when September hits. And for us too, it's still pretty hot in the afternoons, but the mornings are cooler, the sky looks different, and you can just kind of feel it in the air that it's slowly starting to shift, and I always really like that. So this is the first year that I actually feel like I'm really thinking about preparing my home for the changing seasons. I feel like I'm in a bit of a groove with the homemaking. I've been home for a couple years now, and just getting more comfortable in the kitchen, thinking about things a little more seasonally, what kind of foods I'm going to prepare. So it's nice. It's actually really exciting. It feels like a complete gradual shift, and I'm ready to start thinking about it, so that's kind of fun. So one thing that I do pretty regularly, but especially in the fall and winter, is make bone broth. So I keep a whole chicken almost on a weekly rotation. I'll cook one up every week, and then that way I have the bones to make bone broth in the Instant Pot, and I'm just adding some gelatin. Technically, ideally, you want the bone broth to be really gelatinous in and of itself, but I think I usually do too much water for how many bones I have because I just like to get a lot. So I do cheat a little bit and add some gelatin. And yeah, I think that's totally fine. I've heard some people say, I think I was talking to my aunt, she's been trying to make bone broth, and she said that one whole chicken in in her slow cooker, which would be a similar size, just wasn't enough bones, so she was going to try 2. So that could be a tip, but we will come back to the kitchen in a minute. I just have a little clip here of a little piece that I found at the thrift store. I'm going to put it in our kids' room, one of the rooms, and it's just a Bible verse. It's a really cute drawing, and the yellow was really cute, but I kind of have a vision of doing yellow in that room, and so I didn't want a yellow frame, so I'm just painting it the light blue that I've been doing kind of all over my house, and it turned out really cute. So I like to make time to do these things during the day. It's something that I can do with my hands if I feel like I need to sit for a little while, and it's especially nice if you can pair it with sitting outside. So just a little tip, if you're feeling like you need a little rest but you still kind of want to be creative, do something that's really calming for the nervous system. Painting is a great idea. So I usually do not make bone broth and soup in the same day, which I don't know why. It actually was really easy just to transfer it from the Instant Pot over to the pot for soup. But this day I did. I was craving cheeseburger soup. It sounded really good. The sky was looking like fall is coming, even though it's still hot. So I wanted to make cheeseburger soup, and so I chopped up an onion and carrots, sauteed them in butter for a while, little salt and pepper, and then I added the ground beef, added a little more salt and pepper, and then I add the broth after that, as well as potatoes, and I just dice up the potatoes. I get the organic ones from Aldi most often because they're pretty small. They're just really easy. You can just cube them up and they're ready to go. Oh, I did celery too. I forgot. I had celery in the fridge, so I threw that in there. I don't usually do that in cheeseburger soup, but I did this time. And then once that simmers for a while and the potatoes are fork tender, you can salt and pepper it to taste. You can also add heavy cream if you want a little cream in there. I didn't have any this time, but you can totally do that. And then I just shred some sharp cheddar cheese and top it with that, and it's really good. We also added sour cream this time, and that was a nice touch as well. So many things you can do to make it taste however you and your family enjoy. So for my bone broth, which I will show you finishing up here in just a second, I didn't let it do the complete cycle. I do it for 4 hours on low pressure, and then I usually do it twice. And I think it had like 30 minutes left or something, so I had to release the pressure. But that's just because it was dinner time. Otherwise, I would have let it finish. But what I normally do is the chicken carcass. I do plenty of salt, water, of course. I like to do apple cider vinegar, and I like to add an onion for flavor because I don't really like the flavor without an onion. It just tastes weird and off. And I think that makes sense because I've looked at the ingredients for bone broths that you can buy in the store, and they usually have onion on there somewhere, whether it's like they added onion powder or something. It's always onion on there somewhere. So I think that just gives the flavor that I'm looking for. So I always do that in the Instant Pot, and it turns out delicious. Although I usually do end up salting it a little more to taste once I get the whole dish together. But this was really easy. I just transferred over what I needed for the soup, and then I put the rest in a glass jar and let it cool for a little bit, and put the rest in the fridge to use at a later time for other recipes, for sipping, basically whatever you like to use bone broth for. I'm really looking forward to decorating. I pulled out my box from the basement of fall decorations. I don't have a ton. I'm trying to keep it a lot more natural and just make it feel kind of effortless, but still cozy when you are in our home. So I'm definitely going to have a video on doing that, so make sure you stay tuned. But here is the finished soup. It was delicious, and thank you so much for stopping by.